Not really. So he is the one who took Todd Pepe's
Thank you,
job.
Jared.
All right.
And thank you, Citizencon. It is an honor to be here. Yesterday, we presented the verse that we're creating for you. We shared new tech, locations, creatures, giant worm, social features, things we're doing with orgs. We even played the first chapter of Squadron 42 live. How great was that?
That was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen him
glitches, but
before.
nothing
Right?
we can't sort out. So today, we got something just as exciting to talk about. But instead of focusing on what we're creating for you, we want to show you the world that you can build.
Yes.
With crafting, we're going to give you the tools.
Now, what would be
create your own
amazing
loot,
is not just the buildings,
build
but the
your own
terrain
home.
itself.
Crafting will fundamentally change not only how you play the game, but why you play the game.
Yes. After all these
So,
years.
what is crafting? Why does it matter? Why should you be as excited as I am about this? Well, first off, crafting is a profession. It requires its own set of tools, the knowledge of how to use them. Crafting offers progression. You become a better crafter by learning new blueprints and upgrading them.
And by being as time efficient
Crafting
as
builds on the
possible.
existing gathering professions. When you would go out and you collect your materials for crafting, we are adding new depth and meaning to those activities. Crafting provides customization. There isn't just one way to craft something. Like I said, we have upgrades. How you make and upgrade the things you craft
So the
is
ability
sometimes
to
just as
create
important as
new
what you're
objects that are
crafting.
unique or
In
rare.
addition, you can earn
compared to the
cosmetic
base one.
upgrades, craft unique items, even subscriber flair.
Oh, what? Craft subscriber
Nowhere
flare?
is this versatility more obvious than base building. We're going to have nearly limitless options for how you construct your home, how to customize your base to meet your own goals.
Nice.
Most importantly, crafting gives you a lot of new choices. The choices will impact your goals in the game, your interactions with other
And
players,
what you're going to be doing,
eventually how
right?
you see the game itself. So where do we get started with crafting? Well, you can't craft without materials. Luckily, we've got a lot of ways to gather resources in the game.
So it's going to start with
Crafting is designed to complement
resource
and
gathering.
expand on all of these existing gathering professions. as well
The
as future
tongs,
additions.
oh no. Hey Yoshi, how's it
Let's
going?
take a closer look at mining as an example. We've got hand mining and vehicle mining and ship mining. That's a lot of mining.
Yeah,
But
that,
with
for many years it's been a
We're
lot
gonna
about
introduce
mining
a lot
as well.
of materials. So there's not just more to mine, but we're also going to specialize. So for instance, each type of mining will have
Ouais,
its
c'est la
own
langue du
unique
bœuf.
materials to gather. Gathering specific materials efficiently will require you to use the right gathering profession. Let's talk
And
about
then refining, yeah, that
Currently,
needs to
only
come.
mining
There's no
resources
refining
can be
for us
refined,
right now.
But doing so allows you to turn them into more
Just
valuable
quantinium,
processed
right?
resources. With crafting, we're going to expand refining to include options for all raw materials. In addition to expanding the variety of materials you can gather, refining lets you create processed materials that you're going to need to craft your upgraded blueprints. So now that you've gathered all these materials,
So
what do
you
do
get
with
the
them?
raw materials, you refine
Currently, your only
yourself, you
options in
sell,
the
go
game
to the
really are
TDD.
to sell them to a shop or maybe complete
Or
a
you
contract.
steal them from someone who did all that work.
Adding crafting into the game radically changes your options. You can still mine, refine, and sell your resources, but now you have the option to make valuable and unique items. Weapons, armor, even
I'm sure there would be
vehicles and
pirates who will
ships.
scout the player location and see when they're going to take off and what
Right?
they're doing. I am sure that this is going to be a thing.
And by
I'm not saying
valuable,
the Iraq Club
I mean
will do
the
that, but
crafted gear that you create
Zio,
has the potential to be
take some
better than
notes.
anything you can buy in a shop. But crafting just doesn't end with shiny new gear. Think much bigger. Crafting enables you to build your own home among the stars.
Yes. So we're going to have to collect our own materials for that, eh?
Choose to make a farm, a hunting lodge, an industrial complex, your
All
own
of it.
trading hub, a military outpost, even a sprawling town with your friends and org mates.
A sprawling town. With roads? Can we build our own roads? That would be great.
Got a
Trading
lot
with
here,
NPCs,
but it's
will
all
they
optional.
come?
You can choose to focus on gathering resources and sell them to crafters that need them. You can skip gathering and refining and just focus on being the best crafter you can be. Or you can leave all that gathering and crafting nonsense to other people and just focus on trade and make some money. But that brings me to my last point. Player choice matters. When a player makes a choice, they assign value. Players' choices about crafting and base building will drive player trade. The community's choices will determine the value of the materials and the crafted goods you can all make.
So we are going to be able to set our own
The game will
prices.
still have its own shops and economy alongside players, but now you'll have more options about where you invest and how you prosper.
This is going to revolutionize the game.
Now, I've given you a nice overview of what we're working on here, and we have a lot more planned for the future. But now that you're familiar with the big picture, I want to introduce some of my fellow developers to come up on stage. They've got exciting details to share with you about the specifics of our new crafting systems, important gameplay improvements, and most exciting, I think anyway, an update to base building.
I was thinking he was going to talk about the economy system that we haven't seen for a long time.
To start things off, please welcome Jacob Taylor to the stage.
Oh, we haven't seen him in a long time.
Thank you, Rick. And hello, Citizencon.
Well, hello there. You want to have the same cannon as in Sherman? No, that one's decommissioned
Hi,
anyway.
I'm Jacob, Senior Gameplay Programmer on crafting. Rick has showed us how crafting will link into a lot of existing and new gameplay. But I think it's time we get into some of the details. I'm going to tell you about the new game mechanics we're introducing, starting with blueprints.
So, yeah, you need blueprints to craft, right? So how do you acquire them? Can you craft them
Before
too?
you can craft anything, you'll need a blueprint. Blueprints provide the recipe to perform all kinds of crafting processes, including refining. You can acquire blueprints through various activities. Some you can buy, some you can find, and some can be unlocked or earned in other ways.
With the research?
You can
So there's
also
finally going
upgrade
to be
your blueprints
research in the
through
game?
research. We'll go into more detail about what this means a bit later. So,
Huh.
blueprints are the recipe, and Rick already told us the materials you gather and refine will
Maybe
be
the Endeavor
ingredients.
will be a thing.
But there's a bit more to it than that. We have a new concept for materials, material quality.
Oh?
Quality is a property we're adding to all resources
Oh
you can
my
gather. It's an
gosh!
abstract measurement of how good
They have
it is
different
at
variants of
being
how
whatever
good
it
the
is.
quality is.
You can think of this as the purity of a metal, or the ripeness of a fruit, or something along those lines.
Oh my gosh!
This quality will be carried forward from raw resources through the refining process to influence what that batch of materials is best used for in crafting.
That is
High
amazing.
quality is more desirable overall, but is more rare, and there are still important uses for low-quality materials.
Okay, that's
More on that
good.
later.
That's good.
All raw materials you find in the verse will have a quality rating that's generated based on some rules. The same kind of rules you heard about from the Planet Tech team yesterday.
No way.
You'll find the same material in many places.
So let's
but
say
with
you
varying
heard-
quality.
You heard
So
your
you might want to
quasies.
explore
You
to
give them
find
the
the
best
best.
food, the best land. They will have the best
Some
quality
materials that
eggs
are
and the best
already
quality
rare
tongs.
will be even more valuable if you can find them with high quality. But what's quality for? It's for item stats. Alongside quality, we're introducing a new item stat system to the
So
game.
not all the guns will be the same now. Oh my gosh.
This will allow relevant properties of craftable items
This is going to
be affected by
revolutionize
the quality of
looting as well.
materials used to craft them. For resources, just a single quality rating is sufficient to provide variation.
Because
But
you're going to be
craftable
looking
items have
for the
such
guns that have the
diverse
best quality
purposes
too when you
that
loot.
We need a more detailed system to provide both progression and customization options. We aim to have meaningful item stats for all craftable items, but some examples would be the damage and fire rate of a gun, the wear resistance
New
of a ship
commodity there,
component,
plastic.
or even the satiation provided by eating a hot dog.
So you're gonna have high quality hot dog and low quality hot dog.
So, as I said, the quality of materials will directly affect the item stats, such that higher quality results in better stats. Most items require multiple different materials to make, which may each influence different stats.
Hot dog crafting.
And in many cases, you'll
I'll
have
let
a
you do
choice
that,
of materials
Zero. You
to
can
use,
sell the Iraq
which
Loves
lets
hot
you
dogs on
decide
Area
which
18, and I
stats
do
to
the killing in the
focus on
bunkers.
to tailor your items to your playstyle. Here we see I'm making a gun with high-quality aluminium, giving me a nice bonus to integrity and weight. But someone sold me low-quality copper, so I don't get as much fire rate bonus as I could have. To go even further, researching your fabrication blueprints allows you to build higher tiers of an item with improved base
Man,
stats.
I'm gonna lose my job.
So a
playing
higher
Star
tier
Citizen.
item
This
will be
is
better
so
than a
crazy.
lower tier item that was made with materials of the same quality. Making high tier items requires more advanced materials,
I was like,
but is also how
go.
you access greater choice as to which stats to improve. This means that your high tier items can not only be better overall, but also more specialized.
You know, in
the
a
areas that
PvP
are
encounter,
important.
that can make a huge difference.
Most items will have tiers 1 to 3, with tier 1 being the most basic version of the item, and tier 3 being a highly advanced version made with appropriately impressive materials. But you can also craft vehicles.
Oh! What?
And vehicles are so important that they will go up to tier 5, providing a way for you to really invest in making your favorite vehicles excel.
What?
Of course, many of you have already bought your favorite vehicles,
Yeah.
so you don't really need to make them from scratch, right? Or maybe you've pirated, salvaged, or otherwise commandeered a vehicle.
Commandeered.
Not to worry, you can still benefit from crafting by using an upgrade blueprint to increase the tier of an existing vehicle, including...
Yeah, and I never thought players would be able to do that too.
including the usual stat improvements and customization. Upgrading a
Wow.
vehicle can save a lot of time over crafting it from scratch.
Yeah, but
So
if
it's
your
a
vehicle
convenient way
dies,
for
you have to do the
established
upgrade
vehicle
again,
owners
right? The
to bring
insurance is
the
not going to
benefits
cover
of
that.
item stats to their fleet. Let's take a look in-game at the difference it makes to have high-tier equipment made from high-quality materials.
Okay. So that's in...
See how the recoil is reduced on our high-tier gun.
Yeah.
The spooling is faster on a high-tier quantum drive.
Oh, it's much faster, yeah.
And a high-tier scraper beam is much more effective.
That is definitely going to give strong incentives to play the game.
That's an overview of crafting's key game mechanics. I'll now hand over to Torsten to walk you through the full crafting process.
That's right, Kyle. So
Thank
if
you,
you
and
craft a
have a
lot
good
of
day.
these items, I suppose that if you die, you're like, oh, it's okay because I got 20 in my warehouse. Oh, there's Thorsten.
Thank you, Jacob. Hi, I'm Torsten, lead system designer.
Yeah, he
of
always
the
talks about
CGP
mining
system
and
design.
resources. Not a surprise to see him in this panel.
We now saw all elements of crafting looked at individually. Let's bring
Oh,
them
absolutely
in order
happy,
how
Yoshi.
you,
But
as
also
the player, will
stealing.
experience the crafting profession.
You know, if you sell,
You
you
will
know, there'll
start
be
with
someone on your
acquiring
tail
the
trying
correct
to
blueprints
get
as the
for
first
free
step in the
what you
crafting
spent so
process.
much time working on.
As Jacob already mentioned, blueprints can be acquired in multiple ways. Let me give you some examples here. You can purchase commonly available blueprints, earn them from reputation
Okay,
and mission
reputation.
rewards, or even find them in loot crates. All
Wow.
content in our game could reward you. with
So
a
if we can find them, can we sell them
Some
too?
blueprints will be challenging to find, so players working together may find them easier to acquire. While you may find a blueprint on a
Okay.
datapad or other portable device, the blueprint itself is not a physical item. You don't collect them in a box or stack them on a bookshelf. Blueprints are digital. Once you
Oh.
claim one, it is permanently added to your personal library.
So we
This
cannot
library-
transfer it. Okay. So I guess it's something that's saved in the Moby
This
Glass.
library is persistent to your character, and every blueprint you claim is yours forever.
Okay.
They cannot be stolen or traded once claimed.
Well, what about that? What about
But it
Devil
does not
Spaceman?
just end with acquiring blueprints.
If your character
Those
dies,
tiers of quality that Jacob mentioned are unlocked through blueprint research. Research requires a research data bank which can upgrade your blueprints. Upgrading here means that you unlock a blueprint that allows you to create a better, higher tier version of the same item using more advanced materials. Note, you will still have access to the lower tier versions if you want to craft the cheaper version.
nah, that's okay.
In
Nobody
order
wants
to
the cheap
upgrade
stuff.
a blueprint, you may need to perform certain actions. In this example, we need to craft 100-volt pistols and have one with a higher fire rate.
Oh, they give
Other examples
challenges.
would be collect resources, complete missions, or acquire research
That
data
is so
from the science guild.
cool.
Research is time intensive, in addition to the actual
Challenges
requirements.
intensive to do
It
new
will
stuff
take
in the
time for the
verse.
research data bank to process your research data and unlock the upgrade. You are also limited in how many research projects you can pursue at once. Now that you have your blueprint and you decided what to craft, you also know what resources to look for. Every blueprint you find will have unique requirements in their resource needs. It will not just be you need iron. We want to make use of the professions we have to meaningfully involve them in the crafting process.
It's all
Especially for
going
the
to
more
intertwine.
advanced
All
blueprints,
the stuff in Star
you can
Citizen will
expect
intertwine each
that it
other.
will
That's so
require
cool.
materials from multiple sources. And, as already mentioned by Jacob, pay attention to the quality. If you want to have the perfect item, you also need the best quality. Here, the best way to
No, there's a
find the
big
best
difference between
resources
Star Citizen
is
and
to get
Elite
out
Culture.
and
It's that
explore the verse.
Elite Dangerous does
If you
not
want to
have
find the
all the
best hidden
features,
materials,
does
then
not
you
have
get yourself a top
all
quality
the
radar.
gameplay that Star
Once you
Citizen
collected
has. So
the
yeah,
raw
it's going to take
materials, the
time, but it
next
will be
step is
immersive. It
refining
will
them.
be
Refining,
enjoyable
like
to do
crafting,
versus
requires
Elite
blueprints.
Dangerous is a chore.
Refining blueprints take primary, secondary, and catalyst materials and produce refined materials. The rule is very simple. The quality of the primary raw material defines the quality of the refined material. The secondary material you put in has an impact on the quantity and the time the refining process will take. An optional catalyst can speed up the process further. Let me give you a simple example. If you want high quality steel, you need to put in the best iron you have in the primary slot. You can put any quality coal in the secondary slot without affecting the quality of the steel.
Oh.
But the quality of the coal will influence how much of it you need to produce steel. As an example, if you put in low quality coal, you might require 4 SCU of coal versus high quality coal that only requires 2 SCU. This is one of the important use cases for low quality materials that Jacob mentioned.
Wow,
You can
this
use
is
refining
so
stations
insane.
in the world as they will be converted to this new
So
process.
much to
You
learn.
build your own refineries for yourself. You can get your org to help you out, or you can simply trade for the materials that you need on the open market. Now, we are reaching the final step. You got the blueprints, you gathered resources, and refined materials.
And so we get to
Now you
build all
can
that
create
stuff.
the item you want. And this item can be anything. You will be able to craft anything from FPS equipment to vehicle components.
sends a lot of
even entire
spreadsheets,
vehicles
yeah.
and buildings. You just need access to the relevant crafting machine.
So to make a ship, you're gonna have to need a big machine, right? In a big outpost. It's gonna be a huge
Talking
building.
about crafting machines. We will have a variety for you that differ in what process they can support, like a refinery or a dedicated vehicle crafting machine.
Oh, they can
You
be
will
the player
also find them in
hanger.
various places. There will be communal ones like
I
the
think we'll be
station
able to buy them,
refineries you
Kel.
already know. Player-owned that can be in your personal hangar, a
Nice.
vehicle, or your base.
The hanger needs extra
As all
room, though.
that we have talked about just now, these crafting machines also come in tiers. Here, the tiers will affect how well those machines do their job. You will not only progress in the products you produce, but also in the infrastructure to produce your wares. Just to give you an idea what you will encounter, here are some examples of the crafting machines. There is the nutrition fabricator, the chemical fabricator, an item fabricator,
And the fabrication
even
hanger.
fabricators of a much larger scale we will talk about later.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Talking about scale, I would like to talk about the future of crafting and the scale it will have in the game that you all know.
Star Citizen will
and how
kill
it will
all
change
other
the game
games.
moving forward.
This is game over for
As you
every
all
other
know,
game out there.
We have a lot of items in the game, and
Even
they all
GTA.
require their own unique blueprints.
This is so
That means
crazy.
our aim is to have more than 1,000 blueprints that include the creation and the refining blueprints. And each of those can be researched to unlock tier
Well, that's a
upgrades
goal. It's not what
up to
we'll,
tier
we'll be
3
having at the
or tier
beginning.
5. That's a lot of blueprints. And it will surely take a lot of time to unlock everything. So I, personally, recommend that you, as the crafter you are, focus on a specific field first and extend your knowledge from there. Collaborate and coordinate with your friends and fellow players.
Right, it's going to
If
be
you're part of
impossible
a
for a
group,
player to
invite
do
you to
everything.
share responsibilities with your org mates. Maybe you will be the FPS crafter while your friend is a ship crafter, but they know a ship component crafter specialist. There's a lot of content, and it will continue to grow over time. You are free to be a generalist crafter, a specialist, or something in between. Pick the blueprints you care about and be the best.
Wow.
Have an exotic shield generator that no one else has the blueprint for but you. Help others and earn credits while doing so. It is a real profession in the game.
I really wonder
that
if we
will
can steal
benefit
those
from your
machines as well. Yeah,
dedication
you're
and
right, Kel.
attention.
People would totally fight for that.
As you can tell, crafting will have a huge impact on everything in the game. Even if you do not want to get actively involved, at some point you will stumble over a weapon that got crafted by someone else and you will be using it. People will start selling their crafting goods or the refined materials or even the raw materials for the sole purpose of fulfilling the demand created by crafting.
Yes, player-driven economy.
Players like
That's
you
it.
can become well-known specialists that are sought out to get certain things crafted from. With the ever-expanding game we all love, we will continuously expand our crafting to offer you long-term progression that involves the entirety of our game. And you might have guessed it already, but there's one more thing that crafting is the foundation of. And
Okay.
that is base building.
There we go. But so far we've only seen concept. Are we going to see a demo? How far along are we? They said
I will
next
now hand
year.
over to Luke. Enjoy the second part of this presentation. Thank you very much.